we haven't.
Yes, I'm Gail Rubin, the author of this book, Kicking the Bucket List, 100 Downsizing and Organizing Things to Do Before You Die. And this is a continuation of other books that I've written. My first book in the end-of-life vein was A Good Goodbye, Funeral Planning for Those Who Don't Plan to Die. And I also did another book just about cremation called Hail and Farewell, Cremation Ceremonies, Templates, and Tips. And since we are here today to talk about the Christmas bucket list, as well as the kids' books, I have no kids, so I can't help out in that regard. But when it comes to Christmas, anybody here dreading getting more stuff? Do you already have a house full of stuff? I have some ideas, which are not in the bucket list book per se, but you could pick it up along the lines in as you go through the bucket list book. The first 2/3 is about downsizing and organizing, some creative ideas for getting stuff out of your house and trimming down the amount of clutter that you have. The last third is about organizing for end-of-life issues, which actually incorporate a lot of information that people don't think about, like who's got an electronic device that needs a password to get into? Yes? Now, if you die, does somebody else know how to get into that device? I highly recommend creating a paper spreadsheet. When it comes to this kind of information, paper is your friend, because anybody who knows where your master file of papers is, and oh yes, you need to create your master file of papers with your will, your advance medical directives, any information about mortgages and ongoing incomes or outgoes. You drop off the face of the earth, suddenly there are all these loose threads that, unless you pull together a master file of information, your loved ones are not going to know where to start. And it's very confusing and stressful. But in the vein of talking about downsizing in the face of Christmas, where we give gifts and get gifts, I would like to suggest a couple of ideas for you to think about in terms of how to make Christmas gift giving an adventure in downsizing. Now, we're after Thanksgiving at this point, so we're running out of time to be able to do some of this stuff. One of my ideas is, before Thanksgiving, talk to your loved ones and let them know you would rather have an experience or a consumable for a Christmas present. Something that's not going to gather dust on your bookshelf. How's that sound? Would you like to, maybe go out to lunch or go see the River of Lights at the bio park? In fact, I told my brother this over dinner one night, and he said, "Oh, what a great idea. Would you like to go to the House of Eternal Return up in Santa Fe?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'd like to do that." So we're giving each other experiences this holiday season. So that's one thing you can do. Also, before Thanksgiving, preferably, but we're shortly after Thanksgiving here, downsize your gift wrap. Oh my God, I had a drawer and a box in the closet full of bows and ribbons and wrapping paper, and it's like, I do not need all of this stuff. So I saved 1 or 2 rolls of wrapping paper, a couple of ribbons. I donated the rest to a charity, which will give you a tax write-off receipt for donating stuff. So what if you run out of wrapping paper? Well, how about putting unused fabric to work as wrapping material? You got sheets, you got pillowcases, ornamental towels, handkerchiefs, bandanas. There's all kinds of stuff you can use to wrap something up and use a ribbon to tie it. Or even yarn. And then you get the excess fabric out of your life. You can repurpose boxes, tins, jars, vases, and bowls as gift containers for consumables. Anybody have a favorite recipe that they like to share with their friends? I have a spice nut recipe that I'm happy to share with you if you want. But spicy and sweet and savory at the same time. You can give heirloom items to your loved ones that are going to get passed along in the family sooner or later. So think about maybe passing them along sooner and tell the story that goes with those items. Because if you die and there's a story related to an item, if you're holding on to an item, and this is one of the items in the bucket list book, there must be a story behind it. But if you don't tell the story, the meaning is lost. If there's a pocket watch, but this was like great-grandpa from Ireland's pocket watch that he used, if nobody knows that, half the value is gone already. So pass those stories along. And think about doing a photography scrapbook session with family members. Talk about the people in the pictures. Talk about the events that are documented in these photos. Because when you just see photos of people who you don't know, and you don't know if you're even related to them, you might as well just throw them out. Because the story, the connection is gone. And you can give copies of Kicking the Bucket List to a family member with a coupon saying, this is good for a certain amount of my time helping you with your downsizing adventures. So a few ideas to think about if you want to downsize and organize, making your Christmas gift giving a chance to not add to people's stuff that they are going to wind up getting rid of sooner or later.